and girls, we are talking today about the water cycle. So, remember how we talked about the water like in the ocean and the rivers? The sun will heat that up, and then it goes into the sky, and that's called evaporation. And as it gets into the sky, it forms clouds. Now, when we look outside and we see those dark, dark clouds, it starts to rain. And that rain is called precipitation. Precipitation. Does that make sense? We call that Who wants to help me out? Who wants to help me out? Raise your hand. Xander, what is that called? It's on the ground and it's coming up to the sky. Evaporation. You try. Good job. Evaporation.
And why are you wearing goggles?
Because I'm doing a science project today. So you guys are going to watch me do the science project. And then later today, or maybe this weekend, you guys will get to do yours at home because we gave you the supplies for it. So today you're just watching. So this next, raise your hand if you want to help me out. So now the water's up in the sky and it's forming a cloud, and all of the water is coming into the cloud. It starts with con. Sophia.
Consuation.
Very, very close. Condensation. Everyone try it. Condensation. Condensation. Good job. And then when it's up in the clouds and it starts to rain or snow or hail, what is that called when it falls to the ground? Raise your hand. Looking for a hand raised. Petra, what's that called?
I think it's called evaporation.
Ooh, that was the one where it went from the ground up to the clouds. The one where it's coming down, it starts with Your job right now is to stay muted unless I call on you, and we're going to be watching the science project. So stay muted unless I call on you. All right, so first grade, I want to show you this chart of the water cycle that we just talked about, because this is what we're going to be doing for our science project. I have the title of my picture here, and it says water cycle. And I have 3 super important parts of the water cycle that I want to label. So we start down here with the water. So let's say that this is the water down here. Maybe it's an ocean. I'll add some blue. Here's my ocean. And the water is going up into the sky. Do you see it? It's kind of like steaming. And it starts with E. E. What was that word? Who can help me out? Kieran, what was that word? It's going up into the sky.
Evaporation.
Was that Kieran that answered?
No. Petra.
Okay.
Oh, Petra.
Okay, thanks Petra. Kieran, I'll let you help me do the next one, okay? Evaporation. Everyone say it. Evaporation.
Evaporation.
Nice job. Evaporation. So now it's up in the sky right now, and it's forming a cloud, and it starts with con. I want Kieran to help me out with this one.
Condensation.
Perfect. Nice job, Kieran. Condensation. And then when the cloud gets really heavy, it all comes back down as rain. Sometimes it comes down as snow. It might come down as the hail. That's like the little chunks of hard snow that we see fall. So it comes down as this step and it starts with a P. Who can raise their hand to help me? Bracket.
Precipitation.
Precipitation. Good job. Precipitation. Precipitation. All right. So what we're going to do, boys and girls, is use this chart to help us make our own water cycle bag. And I'm going to show you guys how to make your own water cycle bag that you can do at your house by with a parent to help you. I would really like a parent to help you. I'm going to show you how to do it. Then after our science class, ask your parent when you can do it with them, and then you can hang it up at your house, and then we'll do a check-in next week. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bag that I sent home with you guys. So if you didn't pick up your packet, you're going to have to get a bag check your cupboards and see if you have a bag, because you'll need a bag that doesn't have any holes in it. It's a brand new Ziploc bag. All right, so we're going to make the water cycle from our chart. So I'm going to start up here with a cloud, and I want to draw a cloud. You can use your whiteboard marker that I sent home with you, or any marker that you have at home, and decorate the bag, but it needs to have your water cycle on it. So I'm using a marker like this, but I'm using it because I know how to use it, and I know how to use it without making a mess. I want you to use at home whatever your parents tell you is the best choice. So I have my cloud here, and I'm going to draw my arrow pointing down. Now, what was that word that started with a P where we talked about the stuff falling from the sky? What was that word called? Sophia?
Teacher.
Sophia?
Teacher, do we cover with
Angela, you are just watching. You are not doing this part right now. You are just watching and listening.
precipitation?
Precipitation. Nice job.
Teacher.
So I make sure to check and see who's using the raise hand button if they have questions, but we shouldn't be unmuting because it gets too loud. Precipitation. So now we're down here at the water, and I'm going to draw a line right here because I know how much water I'm going to put in my bag. When the water comes, or when the water droplets come out of the ocean and up into the sky, what do we call that again? It starts with an E. I'm looking to see who's raising their hand. Daleza, what's it called? Eve. Evaporation. Can you say it, Daleza?
Evaporation.
Good job. Evaporation. And now we have the water that just went up into the sky, and it's entering into the cloud. It starts with a C. Who can remember what it is? I'm looking for a hand raised. Remember, you're just watching right now, so you know what to draw in your bag. I would like to hear from Liam. Liam, what was that word? If you forgot, I'm gonna hold the camera up right here. Do you remember, Liam? Can you hear me, Liam? Nicholas, can I have you help out Liam?
don't know what he needs help with.
With figuring out what word goes here. It's when the rain already came out of the ground, out of the ocean. It evaporated, and now it's going to turn into a cloud. It starts with
Condensation.
Awesome job, Nicholas. Condensation. So we have this cycle on our bag, and I want to label 1, 2, 3, because those are the orders of the steps that they just taught us in that video. Everyone say it. I know you're muted, but I want you to say it anyways. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. And I'm going to add some snowflakes here, because sometimes it's snow. Hopefully not anytime soon. Okay. So now this next part, boys and girls, is super important to make sure that you're watching. So I'm going to just move my... So my next step, boys and girls, is to take my bag, and I drew a line on it where I'm going to be putting my water. So this is why I'm having you guys wait to do it later. I have my water, and I'm going to, oops, see, and sometimes I spill. Put my water in my bag. I didn't use all of it because I didn't need to. And I filled it to my line. Do you guys see that? So you're going to take your bag with your water in it to that line. Do you see that? Let me see if I can get a little better view. Okay, so I have my water in my bag, and now I'm going to tape it. This is magnetic. I'm going to take some tape. Right now we should be muted so we don't miss any steps. Tape it to the window. Please wait. Okay, so for this last part, I lost my volume and the microphone. So they will hang their bag up in the window after they tape it, and they're going to be watching for the water traveling up the bag, and they're going to see that condensation on the bag. So their job is to identify those stages on the bag and then record it on a piece of paper. And then next week when we have science, I want us to have a conversation about it, and then we can talk about what they noticed on their bag, and maybe it would be even fun to post pictures of it to the Google Voice if you want to take pictures of your bag at home. Thank you. Have fun with this.